Hello Year 2, welcome to your first maths lesson of the week. So we are going to be thinking about fractions, and I know this is something we started looking at a couple of weeks ago. Have a look on the panel. What can you see? What does that mean? Pause the video if you need a bit of thinking time. Okay, have a look. What do you think that means? Well done if you said that is a quarter. Okay. And why are the numbers this way round? 1/4. And this is because when we split something into quarters, we split them into 4 equal parts. So the 4 goes at the bottom, and 1/4 means we've got one of those parts. The 4 is the whole of the number. Okay, so have a look at the socks. How would you circle a quarter of these objects? So how would you circle a quarter of these objects? I'm going to leave you for a few seconds. See if you can work it out on a piece of paper or a whiteboard, or maybe you just can do it in your head. Have a look. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to count how many socks I've got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. And a quarter of those socks is 2. So I'm going to put a circle around the quarter. Okay, because there are 4 quarters. Here's another one, here's another one, and here's another one. 4 quarters make a whole, and 1/4 of the socks is 2. Right, so 1/4 of 8, because we had 8 altogether, is 2. There we go. Did you get the same answer as I did? Fantastic if you did. Okay, the next one. Now, last week we started writing on squared paper and drawing on squared paper some squares. That was quite tricky because we had to use a ruler and make sure we got them on the line. So this week, we're going to be doing a similar thing, but thinking about quarters. So here we go. 1/4 of 20 equals. Have a go on a piece of paper or a whiteboard. See if you can work it out. Don't worry if your lines aren't completely neat, because we just need to be quick when we're doing this bit. So only need to use a ruler when we're doing it on our proper squared paper at the end, okay? Have a go. Pause the video if you need to, okay? Because I'm going to start to do it. So here we go. 1/4 of 20. So there are 4 boxes, because when we share something into quarters, we share it into 4. One of the questions is, what is the whole? And 20 is the whole. 20 is the number that I am going to share. How many parts am I going to share it into? I'm going to share it into 4. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Now you might have used crosses last week, and that's fine. I'm just using little splodgers this week, but it doesn't matter what you use. Okay, so I've shared my 20 out into quarters, and then it asks me a question. The whole. What is the whole? Here's the whole. The whole is 20. So I'm going to write 20 here. And then it says 1/4 of, so 1/4 of my whole. 1/4 of 20 is, so I'm going to count how many are in one of the boxes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1/4 of 20 is 5. Did you get the same answer? Fantastic. Have a go at the next one. 1/4 of 8. Can you work that out? Pause the video while you're having a think of how to do it. Okay, so your boxes will definitely look neater than my boxes. I think I had a very wiggly pen today. Okay, so a quarter of 8. I'm going to change colour this time. Okay, so I'm going to share my 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so the whole is 8. There's my 8. And a quarter of 8 is 1, 2. Just 2. Did you get the same answer as me? If you did, that is fantastic. Okay, I'm going to move on to the next one now. Have a go at this one. A quarter of 16. When you've worked this one out, I would like you to have a go at completing the stem sentence at the bottom of the page like we did on the last ones. The whole is what? A quarter of what is something. Pause the video and have a go. Okay, I hope you've all managed to work out the answer. A quarter of 16. Are you ready? I'm going to show you how I worked it out. Change to a different colour again. So 16 I'm going to put between the 4 squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, so a quarter of 16 is 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll write it up here. Did you manage to complete the stem sentence? If you did, well done. So our whole is 16 because we've got 16 all together. And a quarter of 16 is 4. Amazing. You should be very proud of yourselves. Fantastic. Okay, here's another one. Okay, I'm not even going to put the workings out on the board for this one. I'm going to say pause the video and have a go. Fantastic. Who can work it out for me? Who has got the right answer? I'm just going to write it at the bottom because for this one, I worked it out on my whiteboard. Okay, so that I could see how I did it. Okay, so I got the answer 6. Did anybody else get the same answer as me? If you did, you are right. So the whole is 24. There we go. A quarter of 24 is 6. You are such superstars. Okay. Now, I'm going to give you a bit of time to have a look at this one. Okay. Your challenge now is, can you find a quarter of 27? So have a go, pause the video, have a go, see if you can work it out. Can you find a quarter of 27? Okay, this was a bit tricky. Okay, so on my whiteboard, I had a go at working it out. Okay, but there was a bit of a problem. I don't know if you found a bit of a problem. I definitely found a bit of a problem. I couldn't share 27 equally into 4 groups because I had 4 groups that all had 6 in, and then I had 3 left over. And I couldn't put 1 in each group because it wouldn't be fair because they would not be equal. So not every number can you find a quarter of. Not every number will be split equally into 4 groups. So that was just to see if we could catch you out. Well done if you said that you could not find a quarter of 27 unless you went into halves and thirds and things like that, which would be really, really complicated. So when we're looking at whole numbers, we cannot find a quarter of 27 because the groups will not be equal. Okay. Have a look at this one. Joe has 12 lollipops. He says that 1/4 of the lollipops is 4. Is he correct? Now, what could you do to draw to help you do this? Have a look. What's the whole number and how many parts is it being split into? Pause the video, see if you can work out and see if Joe is correct or not. Okay, now I've had a go on my whiteboard of working this one out. Okay, and I've said Joe is not correct because if I get 12, which is my whole number, and share it into 4 groups, so I've got a quarter, I would have 3 in each group, not 4. So Joe is not correct. Well done if you also came to the same answer as I did. Okay, another one. Eva says, I have a quarter because I have 4 marbles, and 4 marbles is always going to be a quarter. Do you agree? Pause the video and have a chat to your grown-up. Is Eva right? Is 4 marbles always going to be a quarter? Okay, this was a bit tricky. Okay, but 4 marbles is not always a quarter. A quarter can be different numbers. So first of all, you need to count up how many marbles Eva's got altogether. What is the whole number? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, so 20 is the whole number. Use the same method. Draw your 4 squares. Share out the 20 into the 4 squares. Okay, and actually, you will find that that's not the answer. The answer is actually 5. There's 1 quarter. There's 2 quarters. There's 3 quarters. And there's the 4th quarter. So a quarter of 20 is 5. It says, do you agree? So I do not agree because 1 quarter of 20 equals 5. Fantastic. Okay, now you have got today an activity where you are going to be using the squared paper and you are going to be using a ruler, not like some of my wobbly squares there. And you have got a sheet where it asks you to find quarters of amounts. Work your way through the sheet, just like we did last week when we were looking at halves. And then, if you do really well at that, there are 2 challenges. Okay? Have a go. See you soon. Bye.